The Untamed Wild: Survival and Struggles in Yellowstone's Harsh Wilderness. Hot springs bubbling up from the depths of the earth, like the slow breath of a sleeping giant. This is Yellowstone, America's very first national park. A wild, untamed land that feels like a step back in time. Every year, over 4 million adventurers come to witness its raw beauty and the astonishing displays of nature at its finest. But underneath the breathtaking landscapes, Yellowstone is a battlefield where only the strongest survive. In this video, we'll dive into the heart of nature's relentless dance of life and death as the park's fiercest predators clash in a brutal struggle for survival. This majestic land is home to countless bison and hundreds of gray wolves, ancient enemies locked in a timeless battle that has shaped the ecosystem for centuries. Their confrontations remind us of the fragile yet unbreakable cycle of life, where the fall of one creature gives way to the rise of another. But before they even face off in these life or death encounters, they must first conquer the extreme elements of Yellowstone itself. Set against the backdrop of the stunning Rocky Mountains, Yellowstone sprawls across more than 3,400 square miles, covering parts of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. It's a natural wonder that's larger than the states of Rhode Island and Delaware combined. A true masterpiece sculpted by Mother Nature. As winter sets in, Yellowstone transforms into a frozen fortress, testing the limits of every creature living within its borders. November marks the beginning of a relentless battle against the cold, with temperatures plummeting to 20 degrees Fahrenheit during the day and dropping to a bone-chilling -40 degrees Fahrenheit at night. Snow piles up, ranging from 150 inches in the valleys to a staggering 400 inches in the higher mountain ranges, like the Absarokas. This thick blanket of snow covers everything, making movement nearly impossible for the park's wildlife. Finding food becomes a desperate challenge, and for many animals, every step is a struggle just to survive. As the snow deepens and food grows scarce, Yellowstone's animals must rely on their unique adaptations to make it through the harsh winter months. Some creatures, like the snowshoe hare, blend seamlessly into the landscape by changing their brown fur to pure white, a natural camouflage that helps them hide from predators like wolves and foxes. Yet, even this clever disguise can't shield them from the hunger or the brutal cold. Weasels, quick and elusive, retreat to tree hollows and caves, relying on their wide feet, nature's snowshoes, to help them glide across the snow in search of prey. But for the larger animals, winter brings even bigger challenges. From November to April, the cold days seem to stretch endlessly, with December and January being the harshest months. For the bigger creatures like elk, moose, and bison, it's not just the freezing temperatures that weigh them down, but also the ever-dwindling food sources and their weakening strength as time goes on. Moose, the largest herbivores in North America, often find themselves trapped in deep snow, struggling to find even the smallest morsel of food. When heavy snowstorms persist, many moose are worn out from trudging through the dense snow, leading to starvation or exhaustion. One of Yellowstone's most brutal winters, 1996 to 1997, saw nearly half of the elk and deer populations wiped out by nature's unforgiving grip. Even the mighty bison, with their thick fur and enormous strength, have to battle against winter. These giants use their heads to sweep away the snow in search of hidden grasses beneath. But when the snow is too deep or too heavy, even they can't always win the fight. In years when the snow piles high, up to 20% of the bison population may not survive. A tough blow for a species already struggling with the relentless challenges of this wilderness. Bison, the majestic survivors of Yellowstone's brutal winters. Bison are the largest mammals roaming North America, towering up to 6 feet at the shoulder. Adult bulls can weigh between 1,000 to 2,200 pounds, while cows are slightly smaller, tipping the scales between 800 and 1,200 pounds. As Yellowstone's winters unleash their full force, these massive creatures rely on more than just size to endure the cold. Their survival armor comes in the form of a thick, two-layered coat. The outer layer of long, coarse fur acts like a shield against the biting winds, while a soft undercoat traps valuable heat, keeping them warm even when covered in snow and ice. While other animals seek shelter, bison stand firm in the storm, a testament to their resilience. But the bison's winter preparation doesn't end there. As the colder months approach, they pack on fat reserves, which can make up 10% to 15% of their body weight. This stored energy acts as a lifeline when the snow buries their food sources. To conserve energy, they move less and feed in areas where the snow is more manageable, making every move count, like a lantern conserving its flame during a long, frigid night. As nomadic herbivores, bison are always on the move, migrating with the seasons in search of food. In summer, they gather in Yellowstone's lush Hayden and Lamar valleys, where the grass is plentiful. When winter descends, they head to areas with less snow or lower elevations, making it easier to feed. One of their most incredible adaptations is their ability to push through snow with their heads to uncover hidden grass. Even when the snow piles several feet high, their sheer strength and determination help them survive. However, in winters when the snow is particularly deep, even their powerful necks and heads aren't enough to make feeding easy. Despite their calm appearance, bison can be surprisingly unpredictable. They often seem indifferent or even lazy, but their mood can shift in an instant. This is especially true during the breeding season, which runs from June to September, peaking in July and August. During this time, older males rejoin the herd, and fights break out as bulls compete for mating rights. These bulls are the most aggressive and unpredictable, making them dangerous to anyone or anything that crosses their path. Early naturalists observed that bison had no fear, challenging any creature except for grizzly bears or packs of wolves. Even then, a well-fed bison could hold its ground against most threats. But bison are far from easy prey. Despite their size, they can reach speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, making a bison stampede a force to be reckoned with. When threatened, bison use their powerful horns and muscular frames to defend themselves. Both males and females sport these 2-foot-long horns, capable of delivering a devastating blow. Coupled with their typical weight of 2,000 to 2,700 pounds and the ability to charge at 30 miles per hour, they become a formidable opponent. In addition to their horns, bison's powerful hind legs can deliver crushing kicks that make even the fiercest predator think twice. Wolves, in particular, often retreat when faced with the bison's fierce counterattack, especially when a mother bison is protecting her calf. Gray wolves, the legendary guardians of Yellowstone's wild. The gray wolves of Yellowstone have earned their place as legends. Scientifically known as Canis lupus, these majestic predators are among the largest of their kind, standing tall as one of Yellowstone's most iconic animals. Their presence plays a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of the park's ecosystem. Their ancestors began their journey across the icy landscapes and towering mountains of Eurasia millions of years ago. During the Pleistocene era, roughly 300,000 to 500,000 years ago, some gray wolves made their way into North America via the Bering Land Bridge, a time when the continent was home to colossal creatures like mammoths. In the bone-chilling cold of the Ice Age, these wolves evolved into fierce hunters, perfectly adapted to the frigid conditions. Their powerful jaws and razor-sharp teeth enabled them to take down large prey, from moose and deer to even the mighty mammoths. As the Ice Age faded, and the era of giant creatures came to an end, the gray wolf endured. Before European settlers arrived in North America, the gray wolf reigned supreme. From the icy Arctic to the sun-scorched deserts of Mexico, and from the Atlantic to the Pacific, their haunting howls echoed across the land. Their remarkable adaptability allowed them to thrive in nearly every environment, becoming the true guardians of the wilderness. But then, human expansion cast a long shadow over their reign. By the mid-19th century, the wolves' struggle was no longer just with the forces of nature. It was with humans. Hunters, farmers, and governments launched relentless campaigns to eradicate them, viewing the wolves as threats to livestock and livelihoods. By the 1920s, the gray wolf had been completely wiped out from Yellowstone, leaving behind a wounded ecosystem and a haunting silence where their howls once filled the air. Yet nature has a way of healing itself, and hope was rekindled. In 1995 and 1996, a historic step in conservation occurred. 31 gray wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone from Canada, and their howls once again echoed through the valleys and forests of the park. This marked the start of a new era, a revival of balance to the natural ecosystem. The wolves returned not just as predators, but as symbols of resilience, their presence acting like a reset button for the delicate biological clock of the wilderness. By 2020, Yellowstone had become home to around 94 wolves, spread across 8 distinct packs. In the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, the wolf population fluctuated between 528 and 883 individuals. Compared to wolves in other regions, Yellowstone's gray wolves stand out, both in size and strength. Standing between 26 and 32 inches tall at the shoulder, adult males weigh between 100 and 130 pounds, while females weigh slightly less, ranging from 80 to 110 pounds. These wolves are perfectly adapted to survive Yellowstone's brutal winters, thanks to their thick, double-layered coats. As winter approaches, this fur grows thicker, creating a layer of insulation that allows wolves to survive temperatures as low as -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Gray wolves are known for their highly social nature. They don't live in isolation, but form tight-knit groups with a disciplined social structure, almost like a well-organized army. Each wolf pack typically consists of 4 to 15 members, led by an alpha pair, often referred to as the alpha wolves. These alpha wolves are the undisputed leaders of the pack, guiding hunts and making all crucial decisions, from where to move to how to defend their territory. The size of a pack's territory can range from 50 to 1,000 square miles, depending on the availability of food and competition from other packs. When prey is plentiful, wolves may maintain a smaller but fiercely protected area. However, when food becomes scarce, the pack must expand its range, exploring new territories to ensure their survival. The North American gray wolf is a formidable apex predator, having evolved over millennia into one of the most efficient hunters dominating Yellowstone's rugged wilderness. Their diet consists of large ungulates, like elk, moose, and bison. But they're also skilled at catching smaller prey, such as beavers, rodents, and hares. Among these, the moose, scientifically known as Alces alces, stands out as the largest and tallest species of deer in the world. This majestic creature plays a crucial role in maintaining Yellowstone's ecosystems by controlling the growth of hardwood vegetation, which helps preserve biodiversity in the park's marshlands and forests. As the tallest land animal in North America, moose are only second to bison in mass. Adult male moose, or bulls, can weigh between 900 and 1,600 pounds and stand an impressive 6 to 7 feet tall at the shoulder, while females, though slightly smaller, still weigh between 800 and 1,000 pounds, 1,300 pounds. One of the most striking features of male moose is their massive antlers. Each side of these majestic crowns can span up to 6 feet, resembling butterfly wings. These antlers are more than just symbols of strength. They serve as powerful tools during the breeding season, where bulls engage in dramatic battles to win mating rights. During this time, their antlers become both weapons and a source of pride in the competition for dominance. Winter in Yellowstone presents some of the toughest challenges for moose, but they are well equipped to handle the freezing temperatures. Their thick, two-layered coat serves as natural armor. The long outer layer blocks the wind, while the soft undercoat traps warmth like a thick, insulating blanket. However, even with this protective fur, winter is unforgiving. Heavy snowfall buries their food sources, making it difficult for them to feed. With their long, sturdy legs, moose can navigate through deep snow, but when conditions become too harsh, entire herds may migrate hundreds of miles to areas with less snow and more accessible vegetation. For many, this migration becomes a life or death journey. In severe winters, the mortality rate for moose can rise to 20%, creating opportunities for predators like gray wolves, thus continuing nature's relentless cycle of life. Though their size and antlers make adult moose formidable, they are not entirely free from danger. Gray wolves, known for their patience and pack hunting strategies, remain a threat, particularly to females protecting their calves. In some regions, Moose are a primary food source for wolves, leading to dramatic chases that can cover hundreds of feet, or even up to 2 miles. When threatened, moose typically attempt to flee, using their long legs to move quickly through deep snow. But if escape isn't possible, they stand their ground like seasoned warriors. Their antlers become their swords, while their powerful legs deliver devastating kicks, capable of crushing any attacker. Despite the wolves' exceptional hunting abilities, their success rate when hunting large prey like moose is often between 14% and 20%. Research conducted in Yellowstone revealed that wolves don't hunt randomly. Instead, they carefully select their prey based on species, age, and condition to minimize risks and increase their chances of a successful hunt. Gray wolves possess extraordinary senses, making them elite hunters. Their hearing is so sharp that under ideal conditions, they can detect sounds from up to 6 miles away. Their sense of smell, estimated to be 100 times more sensitive than that of humans, enables them to track prey over vast mountain ranges, even when scents are masked by snow or swept away by powerful winds. Wolves can detect the scent of an animal from up to 2 miles away, even when the prey is hidden deep within a forest or obscured by rough terrain. Though the gray wolf is an apex predator across the snow-covered fields and majestic forests of Yellowstone, it still struggles to confront one of nature's strongest creations, the bison. The success rate for wolves hunting bison is only around 2% to 4%. Yet each successful hunt is a remarkable feat, showcasing the collective strength and cunning of North America's gray wolves. The hunt begins with surrounding and dispersing the herd. Like skilled hunters, gray wolves target the weak, elderly, or young individuals in the bison herd, patiently waiting for the right moment. Once the prey is isolated, wolves focus their attacks on the hind legs and tail, reducing the bison's mobility. The deep snow becomes a game changer, allowing the wolves to maximize their advantage and increase their success rate to approximately 10% to 15%. In the wild world of Yellowstone, the North American gray wolf is not only renowned for its exceptional hunting skills, but also as a fierce warrior, defending its territory and pack against formidable foes. One of the most challenging adversaries the gray wolf faces is the mighty grizzly bear, known for its overwhelming strength. When a wolf pack brings down prey, it is not uncommon for a grizzly bear to appear and attempt to steal the kill. In these moments, the wolves must rally together, using their numbers to threaten and drive off the massive intruder. However, grizzly bears are successful about 33% of the time in stealing the wolves' hard-earned meals. When the gray wolf returned to Yellowstone in 1995, after nearly 70 years of absence, the change was not just the echo of their howls, once more piercing the night, but the revitalization of the entire ecosystem. They were not merely expert hunters, but also remarkable natural regulators. Elk had once grown unchecked, stripping vegetation along rivers and streams, leading to the near disappearance of aspen, cottonwood, and willow trees. However, the return of the gray wolf initiated a powerful trophic cascade. With their sharp hunting skills, the wolf packs reduced the elk population, allowing the vegetation to recover. Young trees along the riverbanks began to stretch toward the sunlight, and the once barren streamsides turned green again, creating ideal habitats for birds and fish. The resurgence of vegetation also drew beavers back, who began building dams, forming natural wetlands that provided breeding grounds for migratory birds and countless other species. Like an invisible hand, the gray wolf re-established natural order, restoring Yellowstone to its miraculous balance. Bald eagles, majestic guardians of Yellowstone skies. In the breathtaking landscape of Yellowstone, the bald eagle stands as a symbol of strength and freedom, soaring high above with grace and power. Known scientifically as Haliaeetus leucocephalus, the bald eagle is not only the emblem of the United States, but also holds deep cultural significance for Native American communities near this land. Like resilient guardians of the skies, these birds dominate the heavens with their broad wings spread wide, effortlessly gliding through the wind. Millions of years ago, the ancestors of the bald eagle evolved from ancient sea eagles that once ruled the coasts and oceans of Eurasia. During a great migration, 1 to 2 million years ago, these eagles crossed the land bridge from Siberia to Alaska, eventually spreading across North America. As true pioneers, they adapted quickly, finding homes along the continent's coastlines, lakes, and rivers. Yellowstone, with its rich ecosystem and abundance of prey, became an ideal paradise for these magnificent birds. After the Ice Age, as freshwater ecosystems flourished, the bald eagle secured its place at the top of the food chain, forever linked with the untamed wilderness of North America. The bald eagle is an impressive bird, weighing between 6.6 and 14 pounds, with a body length that can range from 28 to 40 inches. Their most striking feature, however, is their wingspan, stretching between 6 and 7.5 feet. This massive wingspan allows them to glide effortlessly through the skies, surveying their territory with ease. Although males are smaller than females, both share the iconic dark brown plumage contrasted by their distinctive white heads and tails, resembling royal crowns. This striking contrast is the source of their name, bald, which refers to the eagle's white head, rather than the absence of feathers. Yellowstone's vast rivers and lakes, such as Yellowstone Lake and the Yellowstone River, provide the perfect habitat for these majestic birds. These freshwater areas not only offer a plentiful supply of fish, but also attract waterfowl and small mammals, all of which make up the bald eagle's diet. Ruling the skies, these eagles hunt with unmatched skill, soaring over marshes and shimmering waters beneath the sun. Beyond their prowess as hunters, bald eagles are known for their incredible loyalty. Once paired, they remain together for life, a symbol of unwavering commitment. Year after year, these eagle pairs return to the same nest, constantly expanding and reinforcing it, just as they nurture their lifelong bond. In Yellowstone's majestic wilderness, the bald eagle has become a top-tier predator, perfectly suited to the vast rivers, lakes, and open grasslands. With fish making up 70% to 90% of their diet, these birds of prey patrol the skies like reconnaissance planes, scanning the waters below with unparalleled precision. Their eyesight is 4 to 5 times sharper than a human's, allowing them to spot prey from up to 2 miles away. From high above, they zero in on their target, and when the moment is right, they dive with breathtaking speed, reaching up to 100 miles per hour. This dive is like a lightning-fast arrow, striking down prey with lethal accuracy. Though bald eagles reign as the undisputed rulers of Yellowstone skies, with few daring to challenge them, confrontations with other predators occasionally arise. Ospreys or great horned owls can pose a threat, particularly when they encroach on the bald eagle's territory or nest. In such instances, the bald eagle leverages its superior size and strength to defend its family and domain. Like invisible coordinators of nature, The bald eagles in Yellowstone play an essential role in maintaining ecological balance. Similar to gray wolves, they create important trophic cascades by preying on fish and waterfowl, helping to regulate these populations and prevent their overgrowth, which could otherwise harm riverside vegetation. In doing so, they protect the stability of both water and land ecosystems, allowing trees and forest ecosystems to flourish. The bald eagle's influence extends beyond the sky. High in the treetops, their large, sturdy nests, used year after year, become focal points for the forest's growth. The remains of prey and waste left by eagles at their nests provide nutrients for nearby trees. Like inadvertent farmers, bald eagles help trees grow strong and promote biodiversity. Smaller plants and animals benefit from these nutrients, transforming the forest around the nest into vibrant oases of life. In this way, every beat of the bald eagle's wings not only represents the power of the Lord of the Sky, but also sustains the rhythm of life throughout Yellowstone. Grizzly bears, resilient giants of Yellowstone's wilderness. In the untamed wilderness of Yellowstone, the grizzly bear, scientifically known as Ursus arctos horribilis, or the North American brown bear, stands as one of nature's most resilient warriors. From the lush pine forests to the sprawling prairies, and from towering mountain ranges to dense woodlands, Yellowstone provides the perfect refuge for these mighty creatures. The grizzly bear thrives here, taking full advantage of the abundant food sources and the secure shelter of the forests. Over tens of thousands of years, these bears, once a subspecies of the Eurasian brown bear, evolved into the formidable giants of the Yellowstone landscape. Their journey began between 50,000 to 100,000 years ago, when brown bears crossed the Bering Land Bridge from Siberia during the last ice age, entering North America. The harsh climate and rugged terrain of this new world shaped them into the grizzlies we know today, perfectly adapted to survive in one of nature's toughest environments. However, the story of the grizzly bear is not just one of survival, but also of near extinction. By the late 19th century, as European settlers flooded into North America, they brought deforestation and guns, destroying much of the grizzly's natural habitat. By the late 1800s, grizzlies in Yellowstone were on the brink of disappearance, with only around 136 individuals remaining. In 1975, after decades of conservation efforts by dedicated naturalists and the National Park Service, the Yellowstone grizzly was officially listed as an endangered species. Thanks to these relentless efforts and strict protection measures, the grizzly population has made an incredible comeback, ensuring their presence in the park for future generations. Among the dense forests and rugged mountains of Yellowstone, the grizzly bear stands tall, quite literally, as one of the largest and most fearsome creatures in the wild. When standing on their hind legs, grizzlies can reach an imposing height of up to 8 feet, a sight that strikes fear into the hearts of many. Some of the largest grizzlies, particularly before hibernation, can reach up to a staggering 1,000 pounds, as they build up fat reserves to survive the long winter months. As the icy winds of early winter sweep through Yellowstone around November, grizzly bears retreat to safe spots in the high mountains. There, they dig deep dens into the ground, creating a refuge from the brutal weather and potential threats. Once inside, they enter hibernation, a survival technique that allows them to go months without eating or drinking, relying solely on the fat reserves they accumulated during the warmer months. Remarkably, female grizzlies give birth during hibernation, making their dens a cozy haven for their newborn cubs. These cubs are kept warm by their mother's body and nourished by her milk until spring melts the snow, and they emerge into the wild world of Yellowstone. When spring finally arrives, the grizzlies awaken and waste no time re-establishing their territory. They leave unmistakable signals of their presence: large paw prints on the ground, deep claw marks on trees, and even by rubbing their backs against trunks. These signs serve as powerful declarations of dominance, reminding other animals in Yellowstone that the grizzlies are back and ready to reclaim their place in the wilderness. In Yellowstone's deep valleys and towering mountain ranges, grizzly bears have mastered the art of survival. Like ancient warriors, they seize every opportunity, whether it's hunting large prey or harvesting the seasonal bounty of the land. Their incredible sense of smell, which is 7 times stronger than that of a bloodhound, allows them to detect food from as far as 18 miles away. This heightened sense helps them pinpoint distant food sources and reach them with astonishing speed, ensuring that they remain at the top of the food chain in this rugged, unforgiving environment. Elk, navigating the delicate balance of predators and prey in Yellowstone. In the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, elk, scientifically known as Cervus canadensis, move with quiet grace, their numbers vast, but their vulnerability ever present. In the warm summer months, herds of 10,000 to 20,000 elk gather in Yellowstone's lush valleys, where the sprawling grasslands seem like an endless banquet. However, as winter descends and the land becomes blanketed with snow, these elk are forced to migrate to lower elevations, where the snow is thinner and food is more accessible. This migration is fraught with danger, as elk calves must contend with some of Yellowstone's most fearsome predators: gray wolves and grizzly bears lurking in the shadows of ancient forests. As the second largest deer species in North America, only smaller than the moose, adult male elk can weigh between 700 and 1,100 pounds and stand up to 5 feet tall at the shoulder. Their most iconic feature is their impressive antlers, which can reach up to 4 feet in length and weigh about 40 pounds. Each summer, these antlers are regrown at an astonishing rate of almost an inch per day, fueled by testosterone, a hormone that also drives the fierce battles for mating rights. However, as winter approaches and testosterone levels drop, the males shed their antlers, leaving them without their primary defense against predators. In this harsh season, without their antlers, elk become more vulnerable, easy prey for the gray wolves and grizzly bears that roam Yellowstone. When winter tightens its grip and food becomes scarce, the elk face heightened dangers. Despite the harsh conditions, elk possess a secret weapon: unity. Moving together in herds, they become a formidable force, reducing the likelihood of individuals being singled out by predators. During the breeding season, females form protective circles around the young, using the strength of the group to shield them from threats. The males, with their powerful bodies and massive antlers, stand ready to defend against any predator that dares approach. In the unforgiving wilderness of Yellowstone, survival often hinges not just on individual strength, but on the collective resilience of the herd. Cougars, elusive predators of Yellowstone's wilderness. Moving with stealth and grace through the shadows of Yellowstone's dense forests and towering peaks, the cougar, scientifically known as puma concolor, is one of the park's most mysterious predators. This member of the Felidae family shares its lineage with other majestic big cats like the jaguar and cheetah. The cougar's vast range spans the Western Hemisphere, from Canada's icy forests to South America's tropical rainforests. This widespread presence has earned it the Guinness World Record for the most names of any mammal, including titles like puma, mountain lion, catamount, red lion, and even mountain screamer. Despite its widespread distribution, the cougar remains one of the most elusive creatures in Yellowstone. In 2023, only about 20 individuals were recorded in the entire park, making sightings a rare and thrilling event for visitors. Their secretive nature has earned them a reputation as ghostly inhabitants of Yellowstone's wilderness. The ancestors of these cougars first appeared around 3 to 4 million years ago, during the Pliocene or early Pleistocene epoch. After the Ice Age, their range expanded across both North and South America, thanks to their incredible adaptability to diverse habitats, from open grasslands and dense forests to rugged mountainous regions. With their muscular, agile bodies, adult male cougars typically weigh between 115 and 220 pounds and measure 5 to 8 feet in length, including their long tails, which provide exceptional balance. Females, though smaller and lighter at 64 to 141 pounds, are no less formidable. Their coats, which range in color from reddish-brown to gray-brown, provide excellent camouflage, allowing them to blend seamlessly into Yellowstone's rocky and forested landscapes, moving like silent shadows through the wild. Solitary by nature, cougars live quiet lives, communicating with one another only through scent markings or sharp vocalizations. These scent marks establish their territorial boundaries, signaling their presence and dominance in an understated but effective way. Their expansive territories include not only forests, but also deep canyons, grassy meadows, and rugged rocky areas, all of which serve as ideal hunting grounds for this stealthy predator. Cougars have also adapted impressively to Yellowstone's harsh winters. They avoid deep snow, instead using rocky terrain as cover, while they patiently wait for the right moment to strike at their prey. This resilience in the face of extreme cold highlights their adaptability and survival instincts. Their diet primarily consists of large mammals, with mule deer making up 60% to 80% of their meals. Cougars are capable hunters, reaching speeds of up to 50 miles per hour when chasing prey, making them swift and powerful predators even against agile animals like mule deer. Mule deer, vital prey, and agile survivors in Yellowstone. Mule deer, Odocoileus hemaionus, are a common and essential part of Yellowstone's ecosystem, serving as primary prey for cougars, gray wolves, and grizzly bears. Adult males weigh between 200 and 300 pounds, while females are lighter at 120 to 170 pounds. Their most distinctive feature is their large ears, resembling those of a mule, from which they get their name. Male mule deer are also recognized for their branching antlers, which grow each spring and symbolize renewal. By summer, these antlers reach full size, ready for the battles over mating rights. The mule deer population in Yellowstone fluctuates between 1,500 and 2,000 individuals, constantly shifting with seasonal migration. In warmer months, they feed on lush grasses and wildflowers. But when winter sets in, they migrate to lower elevations in search of food, relying on tree bark and branches to survive. Despite being frequent prey, mule deer are agile and alert. With ears as sharp as radars, they detect danger from afar and can sprint at speeds up to 45 miles per hour. Their powerful jumps, reaching heights of 3 to 5 feet and spanning up to 15 feet, help them escape predators in Yellowstone's rugged terrain. Cougars, however, are skilled ambush hunters. Using rocky landscapes and dense forests for concealment, they silently stalk their prey before striking. After a kill, cougars drag the carcass to a safe spot to feed over several days, avoiding competition from other predators. Bighorn sheep, master climbers and the cougar's formidable challenge. Bighorn sheep, Ovis canadensis, are iconic symbols of the Rocky Mountains, with a strong presence in Yellowstone. Rams can weigh over 500 pounds, while ewes exceed 200 pounds. Their massive curved horns, which can weigh up to 30 pounds, serve as powerful tools in battles for mating rights. These horns are crucial for rams, who engage in fierce head-to-head clashes during breeding season, protected by unique skull structures that absorb the impact. Bighorn sheep are expert climbers, thriving on steep, rugged mountain slopes. Their strong legs and hard hooves allow them to maintain balance on cliffs, where they escape predators like cougars and gray wolves. The mountains are their fortress, giving them a distinct advantage over predators. With excellent vision and near panoramic eyesight, bighorn sheep are constantly vigilant, often spotting predators from afar. Cougars, though agile hunters, have a low success rate of 15% to 25% when hunting bighorn sheep due to the challenging terrain and the sheep's defensive abilities. Cougars usually target weaker or younger individuals in the herd. Despite being an apex predator, cougars tend to avoid direct conflict with larger foes, like grizzly bears and wolves, retreating in 20% to 30% of encounters to conserve energy. Their reddish-brown to gray-brown fur provides effective camouflage, allowing them to blend into Yellowstone's landscape and strike with precision when needed. Their sharp claws, measuring 1.5 to 2 inches, are deadly weapons, capable of inflicting serious damage when they need to defend themselves. brings promise and challenges. Bison calves, climate change, and natural disasters in Yellowstone. Climate change is significantly impacting Yellowstone's grasslands, which bison and elk rely on for survival. Early snowmelt leads to dry prairies by late summer, making migration and food searches more difficult. This not only threatens bison, but also stresses the entire ecosystem that depends on them. Bald eagles, too, face new challenges. Early springs disrupt breeding cycles and food availability. Shifts in the breeding of cutthroat trout, a vital food source, have a ripple effect across the food chain, affecting many species, including eagles. Predators like gray wolves and grizzly bears are also affected by Yellowstone's geological instability. Situated atop a massive volcanic system, Yellowstone experiences frequent small earthquakes, and stronger tremors can cause landslides, altering habitats and forcing prey species like elk and deer to migrate. This leads to temporary imbalances, making food scarcer for predators. In the event of a major volcanic eruption, the impact could be catastrophic on a global scale. Billions of tons of ash could cause a volcanic winter, lowering global temperatures and affecting ecosystems worldwide for centuries. The complex terrain of Yellowstone also faces natural disasters such as landslides and floods. After heavy rain or earthquakes, mountain slopes can collapse, destroying habitats. Rapid snowmelt in springtime often leads to unpredictable floods, transforming rivers like the Yellowstone and Lamar into raging torrents that reshape the landscape. Natural disasters and human impact. Yellowstone's struggles and resilience. In June 2022, severe floods caused by sudden snowmelt and heavy rainfall forced Yellowstone National Park to close, disrupting nature dramatically. Gray wolves were pushed from their usual hunting grounds, and grizzly bears faced challenges during breeding season. Bald eagles also struggled, as floods reduced salmon populations, a vital food source for their survival. Though tornadoes are rare in Yellowstone, the strongest on record struck in 1987, tearing through 24 miles of wilderness and flattening hundreds of thousands of trees. This destruction forced species like cougars, which rely on dense forests, to adapt to a more open environment. The 1988 wildfire scorched 36% of Yellowstone. Yet from the ashes, the park witnessed a miraculous rebirth. Lodgepole pines, whose seeds are triggered by fire, sprouted new life, now dominating 80% of Yellowstone's forested area. Despite the forest's regeneration, the wildfire impacted predator species by reducing prey populations, forcing gray wolves to shift their hunting grounds. Human impact also poses challenges to Yellowstone's ecosystem. With over 4 million annual visitors, tourism brings benefits, but also places immense pressure on the environment. Roads and campsites have fragmented habitats, reducing elk migration corridors by 25%, leading to changes in natural behaviors and increased human-animal conflicts. If you've visited Yellowstone, share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of the park's mighty predators, the silent warriors maintaining the balance of nature? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join us on future adventures into the wild.